guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining me for another video. Annie, if you haven't met her and you're new to my channel, this is Annie Girl, and she is our little puppy, and she is terrified of all of the equipment, so she's like shaking right now. You would think that they would like want to leave the thing that they're scared of, but they actually like to just like kind of sit right in front of it and just like shake. So she's in mama's lap so she can relax. But anyways, if you're new to my channel, my name is Stephanie. I'm a life and relationship coach. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Thank you for joining me for another video. If you are new, however, make sure you click subscribe down below, right, Annie Girl? So you can be informed each week when I do upload a new video with a brand new topic. So let's get into this week's video. I'm really excited about it because it's one that was requested honestly a while ago, and I have such a running list of videos to make for you guys. So I'm glad that I'm finally able to actually get to it, but it is the conversational narcissist. Now, we have all experienced this before. We've all had someone in our lives, a new person, someone we work with, whatever, where for some reason, whenever the conversation happens, it always goes back to them. So there are a lot of reasons for this, and I want to get into this right now. And because we're talking about a conversational narcissist, this doesn't mean that this person has NPD. It just means that this is a trait in terms of NPD that this person has. It doesn't mean that they have narcissistic personality disorder. It just means like this is the tendency that this person often does. And to be frank, we've all been there where we kind of just took over the conversation and always brought it back to ourselves. If you're really honest with yourself, you'll admit that. But this is a person where they do it consistently. Now, the very first thing is extremely obvious. They just, quite frankly, like to hear themselves talk. So now we've all been there where we're experiencing something and we're going through our feelings and our emotions and our thoughts regarding a specific topic, and we just are bringing it constantly back to ourselves. We don't really let a person get a word in edgewise, and even if they do, we're gonna bring it right back to ourselves. So this is the person that likes to hear themselves speak. This person often doesn't ask questions. This person obviously doesn't really want to have that like healthy back and forth that a conversation actually has, where I talk about me and then I ask you questions about you, and like we just kind of keep going back and forth. And quite frankly, if the conversation started where maybe you really needed to vent, maybe I'll just take a back seat for this one and just let you take over and me ask you all the questions because maybe you're going through something that you need a friend for. This is where we want to vent, we want to hear ourselves talk, we own the conversation, there's no room for anyone interrupting, and we're just really even like speaking over people. And again, we're not asking questions to kind of have that healthy dialogue. The next thing is they love, and I mean crave, talking about their dramas. So this person is always sitting in a victim state, which is definitely someone who's narcissistic at times, depending on the type of narcissist, but sitting in a victim state, woe is me, my life sucks, I can't believe this is always happening to me. So it's like very like me, like very victim mentality. So because they're not able to kind of like move through things that happen to them in life in a healthy way, they just stay stuck in these places and they blame everyone else and everything for the reason why they're not happy. A lot of the times people will do this out of habit first and foremost, but a second reason that is really predominant is people tend to do this because it is attention seeking. You will get sympathy from anyone who's loving and caring, obviously, but you will get that attention from other people. And I think when you're coming from that insecure place, when you're coming from that victim mentality, you crave that. You crave that kind of acknowledgement of like, yes, you are the victim. And it keeps like kind of feeding you to keep you really stuck on this like cycle of negative thinking. Now, I don't want you to think that just because someone's going through a tough time that we're going to label them a victim or anything like that. You know, life can be hard at times, and obviously we have frustrations and we have thoughts and feelings and emotions that we need to get out. Absolutely. But it is never healthy to stay stuck in that victim place, right? We have to move through it in a healthy way. Otherwise, it stays with us forever and ever. And that's not living our best life. That's not being healthy. That's not being self-empowering and knowing like, okay, this happened to me and it's really difficult, but I'm gonna get through this. Like, this is where we have faith and strength and where your character is really tested. I think a lot of people find comfort in that negative zone, and it, like I said, it gives them attention, it gives them sympathy, and that kind of feeds them a little bit, and they get stuck in these cycles. So being able to, you know, if you are having a conversation with someone like this, just know that this is one of the main reasons why the conversation goes back to them, and it goes back to them and the complaining continues, is because they like the attention, quite frankly. They like the sympathy. They are not self-empowered to, of course, feel what they need to feel, but move through it in a healthy way. They don't know how to do any of those things for themselves. So the next reason why someone is a conversational narcissist is straight up, they like to brag. So we went from, sympathy, give me sympathy, woe is me, everything always happens to me, kind of like that covert narcissist even probably. But again, this doesn't have to be someone who has narcissistic personality disorder. This could just be someone who has this tendency to kind of bring it back to themselves. But I digress. Now we're going into more of a bragger, showy kind of a personality. So now we're going from a covert narcissist really into like that overt narcissist. Now, this is a form of, really deep-rooted insecurity, because we all know, of course, when something good happens to us or we've accomplished something, even though it is ego, and if you want to be very spiritual and very enlightened, even that part of you that wants to boast, this is why they call it healthy narcissism. On one level, while it is healthy to have like a well-rounded self-esteem and ability to really love yourself and own your accomplishments, then it also can turn into something where if you don't know your audience, or quite frankly, if you just consistently really need that validation and that praise and that admiration from people, that you get to show off whatever it is, then it becomes something that is just toxic and unhealthy, right? Because now you're really trying to feed this like deep-rooted insecurity ego that's way down in the depths of you that needs to feel like it's enough by boasting. So now with all conversational narcissists, I feel like at times, maybe not 100% of the time, but definitely at times, you're going to experience what I like to call fake caring, where almost like they know that I should probably do this back and forth with you. I should probably have a normal conversation. I should probably ask you some questions, but I don't really care. I want to just like be, I don't even know if respectful is the word, but I just want to have that banter so then we can just like bring it back to me. So maybe they're not 100% someone who has NPD, because if you are someone that does have narcissistic personality disorder, you probably don't think like that. But if it is someone who is, fairly healthy, they might understand like, okay, it's been about me for a little bit, so let me start asking some questions, when the need to ask these questions and to be inquisitive about someone else is really coming from, I don't want to say not caring, but just knowing that it's what they should do versus something that they just want to do. Now, if you are dealing with someone who is a conversational narcissist, obviously there are going to be different tactics and methods and things that they do, which we just kind of went over. One of the main things that all of those things have in common is that deep sense of insecurity. I think some people crave the attention and they crave people asking them questions, and they crave that kind of like all eyes on me, my words really matter. And then I also think that some do it for that way of being seen. Like, you're seeing me. I'm in the spotlight. What I think really matters. What I'm going through is more important than anything else. It's that level of self-absorption that's there that doesn't allow them to have a healthy dialogue with other people. Now, this is created for one of two reasons. Either they grew up with a narcissistic parent and they saw this way of being where everything was always about them, and they learned this behavior as they became an adult, or even quite frankly, they could have still had a narcissistic parent and weren't able to ever really be seen by that person. And so this is kind of like their way of making it about them for a second. So I think with all things where you're dealing with, an unhealthy behavior, whether it is someone who has NPD or not, I think it's just important to recognize that the person's doing it. And I think secondly, it's hugely important to just kind of like know your audience. So know when you have interactions that this probably isn't going to be the person that's going to ask you a ton of questions. This probably isn't going to be the person that's going to be modest about maybe the material things that they have or the accomplishments that they've achieved, right? They're going to really want to boast and make themselves feel better. So we can sometimes see these things from the outside, but being able to be in this conversation and just kind of like either take it for what it's worth, or unfortunately maybe even just limit your contact with having conversations with this person if you feel like it's never about you and how you feel and what you think and how your day is going and your life is going, and it's always about the other person. So I hope that has helped you guys understand really how to deal with this kind of person, and not just deal with them, but why is this person always bringing the conversation back to them. So if you did like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click the subscribe button down below, and also comment down below on any videos that you yourself would be interested in seeing on this channel. I always want to hear from you guys in terms of where you're at and what you would like from me. So I hope you guys are well, and I'll see you next week.